Malawi is a landlocked nation in southern Africa with a population of about 18 million. A large population lives in rural areas, and most of them are women, children, and youth. It is one of the poor countries in Africa. The economy of Malawi is agro-based and faces a lot of challenges. Only about 12% of the population has access to grid electricity. 88% have to rely on off-grid solutions such as solar. Paraffin, charcoal, firewood are still most used. About 84% of the population lives in rural areas and engage in subsistence farming. Unemployment rate is at 18.5%. School dropout rate is at 41% for primary and secondary school going ages. My name is Fishani, and I'm working on a project to refurbish old refrigerator boxes into solar-powered egg incubators and install solar kiosks in different communities as one way of promoting commercial poultry farming and enhancing access to renewable energy. Welcome to my project. As one way of promoting commercial poultry farming in Malawi, I decided to refurbish old refrigerator boxes into egg incubators. Using refurbished refrigerator boxes to make egg incubators is less costly than buying an imported or an expensive egg incubators. To make an egg incubator out of the box of an old refrigerator, all I needed to have is the actual refrigerator box and a way to have temperature and a way to maintain that temperature. So I'm using 100 watts light bulbs to have temperature inside my box, and I'm using a small temperature controller to control and maintain the temperature inside. I've also improvised a fan to move around the hot air inside my incubator to make sure that the temperature is evenly spread. I've also improvised a small bucket of water to have some level of humidity to be able to hatch the eggs. So I'm gonna open inside and show you how it looks like. At the same time, I'm going to switch it on. This is a refurbished egg incubator from an old fridge. So the idea is to produce a temperature of at least 37.5 and maintain it. While I aim at maintaining the temperature, I must make sure that there is a recommended level of humidity and the temperature is sprayed within the whole box so that I can incubate eggs at any point within the box. This size of incubator can incubate more than 100 eggs. So the idea at the end of the day is to make this egg incubator be powered on solar, because energy and electricity is a challenge in my country. So we are looking at energy generation from the point of using solar as a good way to generate electricity to power this incubator. My idea to generate electricity using solar is to have lowest cost possible a means of generating that kind of power. But first, I need to have a solar panel, a battery, and an inverter. I'm going to buy locally panel and a battery. For an inverter, I'm going to use an old UPS to turn it into an inverter. It is actually an inverter, but I've got two options there for making this a commercially viable and less cost as much as possible. I'm either going to maintain using old UPS as inverters, or I'm going to look at making my own inverter from locally available components from local electrical suppliers. For example, to make an inverter, I will need to make sure I've got the right parts and components. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, but first, this is how the incubator works. It is very cheap and affordable to have this incubator to be able to incubate 100 eggs or more than to purchase the same size of an incubator that can incubate 100 eggs or more. In my local currency, that kind of incubator would cost about 350,000 kwacha. Instead, this one is costing about 100,000. So to buy an incubator that incubates 100 plus eggs costs me 3 times than making an incubator locally using locally available resources and having the same results. This is my incubator. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to make my own inverter. This is an old UPS. I'm going to use this to make an inverter and be able to power my incubator without being connected to the national grid electricity. And I'm going to use 100 watts panel to produce and have that power to power this incubator. What I don't have here with me is a solar powered battery that will be connected to this inverter. Thank you. I believe that this kind of incubator would turn around poultry farming for many farmers into a viable commercial business, thereby promoting and encouraging economic activity, but also having enough chickens and eggs for food, which is good for health. So we're looking at not only having this as a commercial asset, but also we're encouraging health by promoting a healthy diet and a healthy living for many people in my country. Thank you so much for watching.